Hello, you knobs. Today we're going to look at some software development.
James, shut up.
Anyway, that was my prick friend Tom Denby. Now let's begin the slideshow. Okay, software development. This is the introduction. So, companies, which there are lots of in this world, work on projects. Software companies in particular work on lots of projects, big or small in size, and this, due to the complexity of these large projects, they require team management, as you may have guessed. Now, there are many models which these companies use to lay down a template on how they would break down the process of a project. This is done using models. First, we shall look at the waterfall model. This is a simple model which has a simple set of steps. The first stage is requirements. This is when the features that the client desires explains it to the company and the development teams. The next stage is the design stage. That's when the program and the template of how it is constructed is designed. This is important because a logical mainframe is needed. Next, we have implementation. Implementation is when the fruition of the design actually comes into play, being inserted into the computer program. Then we have testing, which obviously is to make sure there are no bugs or errors in the program. And the evaluation, which compares the current project with the client's desired version of a program to check if the features are satisfactory. Now, you should keep in mind this waterfall model is often criticized and is arguably quite unrealistic in the real world. Some advantages is that the stages are very well planned, and the responsibility of which teams do what are quite clear, as the stages of the project are laid out very clearly. It is also well planned compared to other models where there is less planning. Disadvantages: the clients may change their requirements. This is bad because this would require redocumenting, reprogramming and retesting the entire program, which is very inconvenient if this comes up at such a short notice. Then designers are also unaware of the difficulties their projects may face. What this means is that the original intended plan will take much longer than intended, and it's not optimal for large-scale projects because the development teams are unaware of what the clients really want. Next, we have the agile model. Again, this is quite similar to a waterfall model, except in between each step there is a reiteration which allows the teams to backtrack through their workings. The advantages is that there is continuous feedback between the development teams and the clients. This means that the client is more likely to be satisfied with their end project. Also, it is iterative to reduce the chance of any major issues. Oh, my favourite, rapid application development. What we have here is a model which is used when a team has very little time to go about with their project. It is very adaptive, as there must be adaptation because there is no plan designed in the first place, so the development teams must figure their way through the problem. It's ideal for user-driven software, as many adjustments have to be made, and evaluations have to be conducted continuously. This is because, again, the development teams often don't know what the users really want. Constant user interaction is there, as I mentioned earlier. There are quick, it's very quick, because there is no planning required. It's quick. However, there is very poor preparation, because the the rapid application development model does not revolve around the developing teams to have lots of time and resources on their side. It's ideal for smaller projects as they are less complex, therefore there's less errors to worry about. Now we have the iterative model, built on a cycle which repeats itself, improving software over time. Like a waterfall model, there's requirements, testing, design, testing, and implementation. This has iteration in between the stages, unlike the waterfall model. You should note that this is very similar to the agile model because it is the template of all iterative models. What I mean by this is that there are many iterative models, one of them being the agile model. Now we have prototyping. This is when the developments create a prototype and present it to the clients. This is valuable as the comparisons can be made by the client compared to the final intended product, so then the client can convey their issues and feedback with the current prototype. This is very interactive, as the client has a lot of say in the project. However, it's very expensive, as creating prototypes are often expensive. Now we have extreme programming. This is similar to the agile model because it revolves around very quick application development. Techniques used such as pair programming are used. Pair programming being when one person writes a code and one person reviews the code. Extreme programming is very responsive because it revolves in a very tight communication between the client and the development teams. And next we have the Next we have the spiral model, which looks like a spiral, obviously. What makes a spiral model interesting is that the risks are accounted for at the start